Hello everybody, NCS here again, and it's some more time for, well, some more Sonic Mania. Because this game is just way too freaking amazing. I love it! I'd even go so far as to say that it is about as good as Sonic 3 Knuckles, and that is one of my favorite games of all time, so that's saying something. Anyway, in case you're wondering why this stream title is called Sonic Mania and Sonic and Knuckles Edition and Knuckles, well, I guess I can show you in a second. Do we need debug mode? I don't know. We definitely need the developer console though. Haha! Yeah, I had lots of fun with the developer console. Which is really easy to add. You just need to add one line in the settings file, so that's really nice. Anyway, actually I think before we do anything I need to start the game as Tails. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, I just want to show you how to get Sonic and Knuckles and possibly another Knuckles in this game. God, that's stupid. And ironically, we need Tails for that, huh? I mean, I could have just started my my Tails save file and skipped this intro here, but why would I? Alright. So, in order to get multiple Sonics and multiple Knuckles up the screen at the same time, we start at Tails, go to, in the develop console, stage select, cutscenes, and start out the Mirage Saloon Knuckles intro. Which will create this. No, Knuckles! He was a Tails all along! I mean, you saw that, right? He had Tails, like Tails. And now we have Tails again. So yeah, in case you're wondering what's happening here in this intro. So, this intro, considering we're playing as Tails, it probably has the pilot just coded in like a placeholder, saying, oh yeah, if we have character X, we're gonna place this character in here. So if you have Tails, Sonic's gonna be the pilot. But considering we're in the Knuckles intro, Sonic appears to be hard-coded to be on top of the plane because, well, Knuckles' intro, Knuckles needs to be there. I mean Sonic. So that's why you have two Sonics. How about the two Knuckleses? The Knuckles sitting in the back is because probably this is Knuckles' intro, and the Knuckles in front is because, well, it's actually Tails, except the game assumes that you play Knuckles' intro, so of course the player character is going to be Knuckles, right? So, it just transforms Tails into Knuckles. And considering Knuckles' Tails, that is kind of confirming my assumption. And yeah, that cutscene up there has all the Knuckles and Sonics, even without the End Knuckles mode. He just appears down here then. And yes, it's freaking amazing to play as Tails in Knuckles' part of the level. I also tried to beat this level here as Sonic, but that's sadly possible because there are some portions where either gliding or flight is required. And Sonic is neither, so yeah. Sorry Sonic, but you cannot beat Knuckles as part of Mirage Saloon Act 1. Unless there is another path that I haven't found yet, which is highly possible. Anyway, I think we've had enough of this silliness here. Or have we? You know what, I'm just gonna finish this here as Tails. Because I can! So, what I'm having planned for today's stream is... well, last time I wanted to analyze this game a little. See what works and what doesn't work. Spoiler alert, there's a lot that works. But considering that last time I was mostly just gushing about, oh my god, this game is so amazing! Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the analysis part today. Or at least try to. I'm probably going to fail again. And just because, for the heck of it, I'm going to play as Knuckles and Knuckles once I'm done with this. Because from what I've heard, Knuckles and Knuckles mode is having their own ending cutscene. So it's technically its own separate mode, you could say. So obviously I have to finish the game with Knuckles once. Though I'm still bummed out that Sonic and Tails, you do not have Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. That would have been amazing. I mean, who doesn't want to play as Sonic Heroes, right? For some reason I thought this was a little shorter. Now we're close to the end there. Now let's just skip that one up, and there we go, there's the boss battle. Which is surprisingly easier with anybody but Knuckles. Ow, and then I'm screwing up. Like, even Sonic would have an easier time here than Knuckles. And this is Knuckles' boss of all things. Well, it sucks to have lower jumping height, eh? Anyway, yeah, let's go to the menu. Let's actually play this as Knuckles and Knuckles. And let's turn off debug mode. Because we won't need that where we're going. This is so silly having two Knuckles around here. So, first off, what works well in this game? Everything that has to do with the gameplay. Like, all the physics, the mechanics, etc. It works so wonderfully. Also, the graphics are amazing, and the sound, of course, so... I'm not going to mention that every 5 seconds from now on. Because that's just a constant throughout the game. What also works is the level design, but I'll try to point out what exactly works. Even though I'll have some huge problems with that, because, like, pointing out what works in level design is... it's difficult. Like, why does something work on... Oh! Might as well go in here now. What doesn't work as well as in Sonic 3 Knuckles are the lamppost stages, which is ironic considering that they're the special stages from Sonic 3 Knuckles. And that's also the problem, why it doesn't work as well as lamppost stages. I did not look at the timer, crud, but let's assume I was in here for like 30 seconds from now on, so 10:15 on the timer. Yeah, the reason why the Blue Sphere stages don't work that well as special stages, at least in my opinion, I mean as lamppost special stages, is because they take too long. With Sonic 3 Knuckles, I didn't time it, but I would assume that even the longest one, being the slot machine or the gravity well one, you know, where you're going up and get higher amounts of rings for those ring drops, the higher you go. I would assume that even those only take like 1 minute to beat, or until you get thrown out. And the gumball machine probably only takes like, well, probably also like a minute if you try to stay in there for as long as possible. Oh, am I missing a ring? Well, it doesn't matter. Probably missed one somewhere. Okay, that was also like... 1.5 minutes, maybe 2, but that was one of the shorter ones. One of the shorter Blue Sphere stages. They can get a little longer even. And that's the problem, they take fairly long, at least 1.5 minutes. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing and are searching for the Blue Spheres or the rings, then it can take even longer, maybe even like 3 minutes easily. And that's a problem, because they're supposed to, the lamppost special stages are supposed to be short, like minigames. But if you have them take too long, then they're not short minigames anymore, but, well, long minigames. Sort of. They just take too long, is my point. They're not... Yeah. They're... I don't know how to explain it other than they take too long now. Well, they also don't have an immediate reward, which is the other problem. Because with the lamppost blue stages from Sonic 3 Knuckles, you usually got out with at least more rings unless you had terrible slot machines, which is why I don't like the slot machines. Damn you, Robotnik! Yeah, and usually you also get out with a shield. Maybe not a good one, but you usually had a shield. So you had an immediate reward from that, and with the Blue Spheres as the lamppost special stages here, you get nothing. Sure, you get a medal for unlocking stuff, but it has no immediate reward. In fact, it doesn't even have any reward once you have all of the medals. Which I do by now. So why even bother with them? They're not a fun little distraction anymore, they're just there now. And take too long. So yeah, that's... I mean, it's not terrible, it's just a bit of a shame. Also, oh yeah, these the special stages here, the Emerald special stages are easy once you know what to do. But the same can be said about Blue Spheres. So that's not a critique or anything, just pointing out that, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of troubles the first time around, but now it's nice. Nice and doable. As for this boss here, well, it works as a tutorial boss, I guess. Wait, isn't there? Yeah, the rings. I mean, it teaches you to jump. Color coding the damaging one with in red as in dangerous, and giving it spikes to signify, hey, yo, dude, don't attack it. It's good. So that works definitely. And I love how they placed a 1-up here at the original beginning of Green Hill Zone Act 3, I think, is this. In the original game, I mean. Yeah, look like... Oh, I can't even go to the special stage, but even if I could, I would say screw that. I don't want that anymore. Yeah, let's take the easy route. Cheater. One thing that I find funny about the Chaos Emerald Special Stage series, you don't need Mach 3, like, ever. If you know which route the thing takes and what shortcuts are available to you, you can do it no problem. Like, okay, I have Mach 2 now, and that's really all that I need. I didn't even take a single, like a full turn, like a full lap. And, yep, I got it. Which I think is pretty great. On the other hand, that means that the special stages can be finished really quickly. Which can be a good thing? I don't know. I like the special stages to take a bit longer, but... I mean, we don't want them to be overly long either. So, I almost think it's too easy to do these stages without Mach 3. Like, because Mach 3, kind of how fast you are and stuff is kind of fun, but in order to ensure you get the Chaos Emeralds, you kind of do not want to get Mach 3 because you get course out so easily. So, I'm not saying that that's bad or anything. By the way, all of my complaints or perceived complaints are mostly just nitpicks, so nothing big against the game. Like I said, I love the game, which should be apparent considering I'm playing this game here 2 streams in a row, and I probably want to go to bubble, huh? Also, I have to give another pro to the development team there, the level designers, for how well they've hidden the special stage rings. Like in the first playthrough, you're not gonna find a lot, which is fine, because the first time you're getting used to the level, so you're probably just going to try and find a route, period. And from then on, like, once you actually know... Yes, I got ahead of the Chaos Emerald. Once you actually know, like, the basic level layout, then you can go to exploring, and that's when you find most of the special stage rings, which I think is really great level design. You don't stumble upon them too easily. But once you actually know the basics of the level layout, you do find them fairly easily. Like, not entirely, but easy enough. Knuckles, what are you doing? Stop it, Knuckles. What the crud, Knuckles? Anyway, one thing that doesn't work too well is this boss. Sure, as a... Thanks for botting. As a, like, a reference to the original boss. Like, for long-time fans of the series, this boss is amazing because, oh my god, it's the Deadlick robot! But in Act 1! Act 2 of the very first level. Problem. How to hit it. You have to know that you're supposed to lure out or bait out his hand attack, otherwise you don't have the height to actually attack him. Then how do you bait it out properly? That's another thing you need to learn first. I mean, this boss here is really great. It's just not as a first act boss. First zone boss. Also, something that is not clear at all is that you can attack the lower portion of the body. Like, the legs don't have a hitbox. Only the hands, when they go up and down, can hurt you. But that's not clear at all. You would think the legs would also hurt you. Sure, once you actually do know that the legs don't hurt you, you can attack it from below too. but it's not clear. And especially the very first boss, not counting the mini-boss, should make clear which parts are hurting and which aren't. Another thing that works is these little animations. I wish there were more of these. In general, not all the levels have level transitions, which is weird, considering, well, Sonic 3 and Knuckles had transitions for every single level. And in general, why have level transitions if you don't use them for all the levels? Like, every time there isn't a transition, it makes the, well, going from one level to the next kind of awkward in a way. Because how did I get to this level? Like, here it was said that, oh yeah, the Phantom Ruby, as it's called, teleported you to Green Hill Zone. From Green Hill Zone to Chemical Plant Zone. Which, okay, is a fair explanation. But sometimes it's just the screen turns to black and then, alright, you're at the next level. Wait, how? I mean, it's a game-breaking or anything. It's, again, another nitpick, another thing you can notice. And one thing about these special stages is it's really weird how, especially in the fourth, what was the fifth one? Like in this, one of them especially, it's like, oh yeah, you took not the short path, oh yeah, you're never gonna catch the Chaos Emerald now. Like it's weird how the game almost forces you at times to take certain routes. I mean, obviously you want to take the shorter paths, and up until the fifth one, it isn't even necessary to take the shortcuts. By shortcuts, I mean jump over certain areas. Anything like a shorter route is not a shortcut for me, it's just a, you know, shorter route. So I'm not counting that, but like, I think of the next one, the game kind of expects you to take the shortcuts. Or else you're never going to catch up to the UFO, which is a little weird. But I mean, they have to make it more difficult somehow. In general, the special stages work really well. They're so much fun. Even more fun than Blue Spheres. Like, Blue Spheres? Oh. Blue Spheres is fun and all, but it's mostly just memorization. Whereas the Catch the UFO one, it's actually more than just, here, memorize this. Okay, what's supposed to go down? Memorize this path here. It's also, well, it helps, obviously. But it also is, well, it's basically like a racing game. It's kind of fun. Speaking of fun is, ow. Making the two Knuckleses stuck. Fusing from each other. Also, I'm doing terrible at this boss here. Eh. What is Knuckles doing with his hand here, though? It looks weird. Hey, Knuckles, don't inject the weird stuff into weird stuff. And I love how this still works, like the gliding off of a box, and it still gives you so much air height. I love abusing that to gain so much height that just flying over everything then. Like I said, the physics of this game are perfect. I keep choosing left here, don't I? Ooh, nice, I can get up here. Knuckles being able to glide and climb is just so abusable. In a good way, though. Alright, time to avoid this thing before it takes so long. Yo, Jay! How are you doing? Oh, alright. Have fun with more shmups then. I probably should also get to play more shoot-ups on stream. Maybe. Then again, I'd probably just play Turbo anyway. Like I always do. Okay, something that doesn't work as well as in the old games. Oh, okay. Cool. Is me not hitting the enemies. No. In Sonic 3 Knuckles, it's really easy to, like, start up a spin dash and then jump immediately. Like here just now. I feel like it's a little bit more difficult in this game. I don't know. Ooh, Toho 7, have fun. Toho 7 is not my favorite. It's good though. Oh no, I want to get up there like that. Yeah. See? Well, yeah, one of the ones I play the most, but that's because I played them in order, and at the beginning I was crap at Toho, so I had to replay it over and over just to beat it. It's fun though. One of the more fun ones. Okay, Knuckles just floated in here. Yeah, something else that I think doesn't work as well, like, the Meme Machine reference here is amazing. I like it as, well, a reference, and I like references, so... But I don't think it works well as a boss in a platforming game, because... I mean, it's a platforming game. What is doing in a platforming game? Screwing up a lot. No. Well, probably as well, but... Like, it's a... Knuckles, stop punching me in the back, please. Well, yes, I'm still crap at Toho. I mean, Toho is a shoot-em-up series! Ah! Robotic! Don't block everything off! What did I want to say? Right. Like, you're playing a shmup, yeah. A platforming game, and this here is an entirely different genre. So, as a designer, you have to keep a couple things in mind when making a boss like this, because I mean, for who is this boss designed? For people who like Puyo Puyo? In that case, it has to be difficult, because otherwise it's not gonna be fun if you can just... If this is a cakewalk for you. I screwed up. Oh well. And, but they have... let's try this again. The developers have to design this for people who've never played Puyo Puyo, because this is still a platforming game. So they can't make this too difficult, because you don't want to wall any player due to a minigame that has a different genre. Unless, of course, it's like it has no real meaning to the end of the game. Like, I mean, if you made this here too difficult, this would be basically like the gummy ship segments in... Oh my god, is Robotnik gonna kill me? Like the gummy ship segments in Kingdom Hearts, where it's like, oh yeah, you're not good at shoot-em-ups? Well, you're in a tough time now, because you have to be, otherwise you're not gonna make it through. And not gonna get to the next part of the game. Which is not what you want to do, obviously, because Kingdom Hearts is an action RPG, not a shoot-em-up. So you can't make the gummy ship segments too difficult, or else you're gonna have a lot of trouble. And it's the same here. If you make this too easy, like, if you can either make it really easy, like they did, so that even people who've never played Puyo Puyo can do this. But then people who love Puyo Puyo will be really disappointed because it's too easy. If you make it, like, mediocre, like medium difficulty, then people who've never played Puyo Puyo are gonna have a hard time. It might lose a couple of lives in a mini-game that doesn't even have anything to do with platforming, which is what this game here is supposed to be about. And that's bad. People are gonna say then, well yeah, that's unfair. That's what they're gonna say. But yeah, like, my main gripe with this is, in long story short, too late, it's really difficult to balance this in a proper way that feels good for all levels of skill. And yeah, it's basically impossible. It kind of is. Like, I have fun with this minigame because I'm bad at Puyo Puyo, and I can still finish it. But I would imagine, like, people who are really well at Puyo Puyo just think, well, that was pathetic and disappointing. Yeah, true, Puyo Puyo is an unlockable bonus game, and it does actually have faster speeds. So people who are actually good at Puyo Puyo have a minigame here, but why? They probably just have Puyo Puyo itself, to be fair, if they're a fan of those games, so... I think these, like, for, say, the... Oh crap, I want that route. For, like, the special stages, they only contain a broken super god mode, basically. So having a minigame here that is not part of the genre you are... like, that's the main genre of the game, that's fine, because it has only, well, extra stuff behind it. It's not necessary to complete for the main game, unless you consider the true end to be part of the main game, which kind of is and kind of isn't. But even then, like, a racing game is similar enough to a 2D platforming Sonic game, because they're both about, well, memorization and quick reflexes. Which Puyo Puyo isn't, it's a puzzle. And that's another thing, like, Puyo Puyo is probably one of the most different things you could add there, genre-wise. I mean, sure, the developers meant well, and it's not like the worst thing ever, but... yeah. but still, like, it's... eh. All I'm saying is the Puyo Puyo boss fight. It's nice, but could be better, probably. Like, if it wasn't in here, I don't know. For reference's sake, it's really hilarious. Otherwise, I don't know. Alright, see you, Jay. Wait, I need the lightning shield. I need to run. I missed it! Or not. There we go. Also, so much for trying to discuss level design calls. I'm just skipping most of the Knuckles. Not that that's a problem, I mean. Skipping parts of a level, huge part of the level, is the fun of Knuckles. In my opinion. Also fun is this boss scene. Again, it's now really well designed the fact that the damaging missiles are red, because red is usually a warning color in most cultures, especially in the West. And the missile you're supposed to knock back is slower, for one. Ow. It's rounded, as to tell you, hey, I'm round, I'm safe. Though they probably could have shown you somewhere that the rounded missiles are actually, like, hurting them. Maybe make them accidentally shoot one of them with the rounded missiles, but then you would expect, oh, okay, I just have to wait until he shoots another one with the rounded missiles, which, I don't know. I mean, that's what you could maybe think. It's tricky. And another thing I think works really well here is just the entire theming of, oh yeah, you're constantly running. It adds more movement, more action, which is what Sonic is supposed to convey. Like, Sonic's basically a B movie, like an action B. Lots of explosions, lots of destruction. Flying in airplanes, you know, the kind of good stuff. Though one, Knuckles, what are you doing? I think Aunt Knuckles has a couple problems. Yeah, the one weird part about the boss is, since you're always in motion, your movement is a little different, because you're kind of getting dragged back if you don't actively press forward. Like, there's always a bit of backwards momentum, I guess, due to, well, the stage moving. And that getting used to that kind of new movement, that momentum, takes a bit getting used to. I'm not saying that's necessarily bad, but I'm saying it's weird. And could probably be handled a little bit better. Like, I probably wouldn't have any backwards momentum. Then again, it would be weird not having any backwards momentum when you're constantly moving. But then again, you're constantly moving on your own, so... I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not saying the way they handled it is not a good one. It's one possibility of how to handle it. I'm just saying that... I'm just saying that I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just pointing out something is probably what I'm trying to do. I'm not saying it's good or bad, I'm just pointing out that it's here. That it's something you have to take into consideration when designing the game. If this is in fact the best way to handle it, or if there are other alternatives. I'm not saying that the other alternatives are better, Like, not having any backwards momentum would be weird, due to you always smoothing, so you're expecting kind of some backwards momentum, right? But from a gameplay perspective, it's a little weirder in turn. Also, Genesis does. But yeah, I'm definitely not trying to say, oh my god, what a terrible job they did, because they did an amazing job. Even, like, this previous boss battle there, I always think that it's the Act 2 boss battle because it's that amazing. It's just so much fun. So they clearly did a good job in making this, designing that boss battle. Otherwise it wouldn't be as much fun as it is. And I like how these microphone enemies just, I like the concept of microphone enemies. In like a movie town or now inside of a TV studio. And of course the camera enemies from the last act as well. Huh. Okay. And the applause sign here, it's just all of the... Oh dear. Like all of the little references and like all the background elements they add everywhere. I think all of them are amazing. This game visually is amazing. There's nothing else I can say about it. Okay, they're still here as well. Okay. Guess I'll just head in here then. Inside of this wire. Weird, but it works. But seriously, whoever designed all of the graphics, as in whoever just decided that, oh yeah, we need what is this foreground element here anyway? Not the one I'm bouncing on, but the one that's in front of me. Is that a camera? Like a TV station? I don't know. But like all of the, well, it appears to be one from the side. We have decided that, yeah, we need all of these background elements here. They did a really good design in making this place here lively. And the Sega TV monitors, of course. Though, like, I just said that I always think the stage 1 enemy... Am I near here? Fire? Yes, I am. Nice. Yeah, whoever... Wait, what? Oh, right. The reason why I'm always thinking the previous boss battle is the Act 2 one is because not only is it amazing, but this one here is a little disappointing. Compared to the last one, I mean. It's still a well-designed boss, but maybe it could do without the RNG elements, and as Knuckles you can only ever hit Robotnik during the sun phase, which... As Sonic, it works better. Definitely. Because you wouldn't be able to hit him just during any phase. And I guess you could also hit him as Knuckles in here. But now... I think I'm good at it. Oh, sweet. And of course, something that I didn't even notice last time, the buzzing in the background here is another reference. But in and of itself, the buzzing, like, oh no, the TV broadcast has been, like, cut down, so there's some buzzing on the test screen. That is a nice attention to detail, but the fact that it's a reference to something is even better. And of course this double transition here. Oh hey, breaking news! Flying battery returns! And then you see Knuckles, or your current character, grabbing onto it. It's really great. And something that I like as well is that a fair amount of levels. Sure, let's get the fire shield for now. A fair amount of levels in this game here have a situation where you don't necessarily want just that one specific elemental shield. Like in Flying Battery Zone, you do not necessarily want to have the fire shield because there's also enough instances where the lightning shield actually works out really well as well. So that's really amazing level design as well. That it's not like in Sonic 3 Knuckles, oh it's like Lava Reef Zone, so I want the fire shield. In this game here, Flying Battery Zone, you can have the fire shield to prevent damage from these little fiery spinny things. Oh right, there's an actual level path here. But you can also want the lightning shield in case, you know, you want to have another path, which is really nice. And the fact that elemental shields give you different options for paths is also amazing. I need to copy that for my own game. Anyway, the reason I'm still standing here. In Sonic 3 Knuckles, this path down here didn't exist. It was just a dead end, and they wanted you to go up there through the spinning tubes. But now, that's an actual, they added a path here for, well, to throw people off, which I think is really nice. And of course, they give you a lightning shield here. To teach you, yo, lightning shields do stuff. And I missed the one up. Oh well. Of course, they also teach you that again here. So no matter which path you're going, you're always getting taught that lightning shields actually work on these, I don't even know what they are. I think they're just tubes that deliver electricity from one way to another? I don't know. But that's really amazing. And of course, give you goodies if you have certain shields during certain times. It's also pretty sweet. It really rewards you for not only holding on to your... that was tough. Not only holding on to your shields, but also for well, exploring to get a shield to begin with, a certain one. And trying out what the shield might do in a level. Although, of course, not all levels have these kind of things. But Green Hill Zone, that's the first level, rewards you for having both the water and the fire shield. Fire shield giving you alternate paths, which I didn't show off because I was flying over most of the stage. And the water shield, well, there are a couple water seconds, so you don't drown in them. In here, well, fire and lightning shields work. And something else that I want to point out. They display the Act 2 zone boss. Act 2 zone? You know what I mean, the Act 2 boss. Which is really nice. They're hinting at that. Or previewing it, or whatever you want to call it. Also, this boss battle here is surprisingly easy as Knuckles. You'd think that because of this lack in jumping height, this would be really hard, but due to the fact that you can bounce off of these guys here with gliding really easily, and that it gives you amazing amounts of height, no matter where you're attacking from, you can defeat this boss here fairly easy as Knuckles. Though I think at this point you would also already be able to hit it as Sonic and Tails, so... But it's surprisingly easy as Knuckles is probably what I should say. If you know how to glide. And that's another thing, like, there's always, with these bosses here, well, maybe not always, but oftentimes, there's an easy path. Hey Knuckles, I didn't know you could fly. There's an, there's a path or a way to destroy the boss for somebody who doesn't know how to beat the bosses. And there's a way of defeating the boss. Crowded. For when you know how the game mechanics work. Like, just now, I could glide off of these enemies really well. Or even if I wasn't nuts, I could just jump off these enemies. Whereas Tails, you can attack him with those, well, tails. If you know the hitbox for the tails, which, all things considered, is surprisingly more forgiving in this game than it was in the original Sonic. How did Knuckles just die? Yeah, the original Sonic 3 Knuckles the Tails were really finicky to attack with, but here in Sonic Mania, it's really forgiving. They, like, I think the entirety of the rotary tails actually have a hitbox, which is really nice and forgiving. Or maybe not forgiving, but nice anyway. Yeah, something I've learned in these special stages here, always take the short path. Not necessarily the shortcut, but just the short path. Like, you're probably not gonna run out of rings if you're just doing the couple more daring jumps. And if you don't run into the bombs, but considering you're probably gonna stay at lower speeds, you're also probably not going to run into the mines that easily. Then again, I played the heck out of these bonus stages, so I know what I'm doing now. I mean, in case you have seen my previous recording in my previous stream, I did terrible. Not only did I not find any of these special stages here, when I found one, I did terrible. Like, I flew out of the second bonus stage in like 5 seconds. So yeah, if you know what you're doing, these special stages are really easy. Which, I mean, is supposed to be the case, I guess. But if you don't know what you do, it's fairly difficult, which I like, because, well, you don't want it to be too easy. You want these Chaos Emeralds to feel rewarding, you know? And that's exactly what these special stages here do. So I really cannot complain about this. This here is a dick move though. I want to get it! But you have to go to the other side to... I missed the one up. Nope. Yeah, I don't like how they close you out of the paths once you've gone through the door. But that's how they hide a lot of, like, well, goodies, I guess. If you're slow enough to not accidentally run into the door, you can reward it, which, I mean, sure, is one way to reward careful play, which, I mean, is probably important, so I'm not too mad about it. This just closed on me, huh? Okay. Yeah, I'm not critiquing the fact that you can't go back. Well, I think that's the way I'm supposed to go, isn't it? Like, I'm not mad at the fact or anything. I'm merely just pointing it out that it's the case that they reward you for playing slower here, which, fair enough. I mean, why not, right? There is... Hey! Nothing here, though. I'm pretty sure that here is a hidden passage or something. But I don't know entirely because, like, there's this switch here. And oh no, it opens up here. Okay. I thought if you were fast enough, you could go back again. Go up that thing and just, get something. But apparently not. Apparently I'm full of myself. And I always forget how to get out of here. Always! Oh god. And I love how, as Sonic, or Sonic mostly, if you have the lightning shield here, you get rewarded for a 1-up. I mean, 1-up. A Chaos Emerald. It's really nice. It's another case of, hey, you held onto the shield. Good! Now you get rewarded. I really like this. And of course, as anybody who can climb or fly, they can just break this mechanic. But I mean, a Sonic is really nice. So they're basically giving you another reward for getting those shields. That's something I like. The shields are entirely optional, but if you hold on to them, you're getting rewarded tenfold. And I like it. That's something I don't like in like Sonic Lost World or in general Mario style games, where, well, I mean mostly the 3D ones, where the power-ups are required in order to move through the stage. Then again, I've barely played any Mario games, so maybe I'm full of myself. That's at least the impression I got from it. And it was definitely the case in Sonic Lost World, where all of the power-ups weren't powering you up, but instead force on you in order to progress through the stage, and I don't like that. I want the power-ups to be, well, kind of like here, basically. I want them to be an extension to my current abilities, and optional, so I can have them. And if I can hold on to them, if I can hold on to them, they're rewarding me. Okay, apparently you're not gonna come down. I'll just stay down here if you don't mind. But I fully know that this is primarily my opinion. There are also people who prefer power-ups that are gimmicks. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in some games. Also, with the route that I'm taking, I tend to miss the movable spikes. Like, there's one section here that has spikes you can push, and if you go down, I think it's in Act 1 actually. You can push the spikes and then you can fall down and, you know, get a Chaos Emerald. But I always go another path on the looks of it. What is in the lower path here anyway? There are no rings here, so okay. Yeah, something else that the devs in this game here have done really well is that they tell you where you can go by giving you a line of rings. And then I lose all of my rings. Oh well. Yeah, I'm purposefully not transforming Christopher Knuckles just so I don't break the game even more than I'm currently already doing. Okay, 1-up. How do I get that? Nope. Oh, probably like this. Nice. Yeah, but I don't like the whip mechanics here though. In general, I don't like being constantly pushed in the direction. Even if it's forward. It's just weird. Ah! I keep forgetting that there's something down there. Always too late on that jump. Oh, I'm missing 5 things. Hold on. Something else that I want to point out, though, is... Well, something else that I want to point out. Robotnik is obviously upside down here, but I think if you also pointed this out last stream, some people somehow didn't see an upside down Robotnik but another character entirely. And this upside down character is kind of becoming a... I don't know if I would call it a meme, but it's definitely something. And to be fair, this upside down character I want to be canon now. Yeah, this boss battle here though, it's iffy. Like, it's... Once you know how to beat it, it's nicely designed, I guess, but the fact that it can go through the bouncing part... I mean, they probably did it in order so you wouldn't get bounced around by it constantly, if you didn't mean to. Or if Tails jumps into it and you're standing on this... I don't know, like, basically that you don't get bounced around on unwanted. But the problem with this boss here, if you don't know how to beat it, and if you don't know that Robotnik is getting caught on the ground, if he's too close to the ground, that makes the boss really bad. Because, like, one of the ways you can beat him is just without the line, or like the thing you can swing off of. You can do it without that completely. But the problem without it is that you have to hit Robotnik in a really specific way, otherwise you're not getting enough distance on him. Because his bouncy hitbox there, or the bouncy thing, the hitbox of it disappears after you hit it. You can't do a follow-up attack on him to swing him into the spikes. Meaning that, yeah, attacking without the swinging things is almost possible. Unless you know exactly how to do it. And that's... And of course, the swingy part. Like, Sonic was always like this, that it taught you some things, but only in a rudimentary way. Like, you're told that, oh yeah, if you press jump when you're on those swingy things, swingy poles, then you're getting shot into a direction. What the game never tells you though, is that if you're pressing a direction while releasing the pole, you will always fly into this direction, which is obviously what you're supposed to do for that spider boss. Problem, if you don't know that this is the case. Did it really just fall down? So yeah, and you have to know that in order to reliably destroy the spider boss. So, like, for a person who knows how to deal with it, this boss is well designed. For a person who doesn't do it, it's terrible. And another thing that I want to point out, I mean, sure, we're 2 minutes into the next level now, but my timer was at like 8 minutes at the very end of the level. So the stages in Sonic Mania are incredibly long, which sure isn't a bad thing, until you remember that this game has a 10-minute time limit. If at any time, anywhere in any level, your timer reaches 10 minutes, you lose a life. This wasn't as much of a problem in the old Sonic games, because, like the Genesis ones, or Mega Drive, because the levels were generally around, not longer than 4 minutes if you know what you were doing. Usually more like 3 minutes, including the bosses. Actually, with the bosses, probably more like 4 minutes. And in Sonic Mania, oftentimes you find yourself at 6 minutes at the very least, after you beat the boss. Which, I mean, sure, the levels are long, which is nice. I like the long levels. Because they actually give you a lot to explore and stuff. But, on the other hand, 10-minute time limit. Which means, due to the levels already a long size, or huge sizes, means that you can barely explore, which, let's face it, Sonic 3 Knuckles was always about, well, gaining speed, obviously, but also about exploring a lot. Like taking alternate routes, seeing where it can go with Knuckles and Tails with the added mobility of gliding and flying. But you can barely do it in this game here because all the levels are so long and you have only such a limited time. So I would almost say that this game here would do a lot better without the 10-minute time limit. Okay. I guess I'll just hold on here then. And to be fair, the time limit critique is the only one that I'm actually saying that, yeah, this makes the game worse. Also, nice thing here, they're teaching you that he can cut down these blocks, but if he hits an orange block, or he can lose his saw. I don't know if they really showed you well in the opening that the orange blocks or crates are what does this. But in general, this boss here, I think a lot of people have already said this, yeah, it's not that great. My major problem with it is, he backs away. And for some reason, cutting down the white crates does nothing. Like, right now, it's Knuckles. Okay, I could still hit him. But the fact that he moves away, in my opinion, is really bad, and you have to be really careful to even notice that that he actually smashes his saw on one of the crates during the intro, because in the intro you're only noticing that, oh wow, new environment, where am I now? And you don't necessarily notice the boss. So, So, the boss could have been handled a little better. But there are worse bosses. And again, once you actually know what to do, the boss becomes alright. But a lot of times in Sonic games in general, but I don't want to say especially in this game. Oops. Yeah, some of the bosses are rather puzzle-like, so to say, that if you need to know how to beat the boss. Otherwise, and finding out that especially is sometimes more troublesome than it should be. And that boss is one of the prime examples of that fact. Not saying that the bosses of this game are bad. I mean, enough people say that already. I think the bosses are fine, actually. Just could have been handled a little better. I'm pretty sure that I've missed every single path that had a giant ring in it. Hold on. Also, what I really like is that this level here, if you have a fire shield, you're immune to being frozen, and you can destroy ice blocks like these here. just through touching them. In fact, having a fire shield is the only way to get through here. And I like, again, it's another way of adding exploration to the game. What? What? What did it just do? What? I don't think that was supposed to happen. Huh. Okay. I don't know, I definitely just destroyed some part of the saw because it had petals on it. Sure. My only sort of critique for this level here is that it doesn't have enough fire shields. But that's not really a critique, that's more like, I wish they had more so you don't have to go one or two specific paths to get one so you can get through. I broke the music. How did I break the music? Oh yeah, so you can't get through some of the hidden paths. Also, I'm not sure what the water shield does, if it does anything. I think it does something, but if it actually does, then I don't remember, or I never figured it out. Well, now we have music again. As for this ball knuckles, oh dear. It's a fun boss, and not just because of the music. Something that I didn't know until, well, later playthroughs is that you can destroy these, well, quote-unquote shuriken if they're stuck to the ground, so if they're not spinning. Something that I do not like about this boss is that being frozen prevents you from collecting rings, and him freezing you actively prevents you from going after it. But that's a minor gripe with it. Otherwise, I didn't know that you could attack it from anywhere during his jumps for the longest time, which makes it a lot easier. I thought you needed to hit him from below, but nope, anywhere during his jump is fine. Which makes him definitely doable. Yeah, the boss in general, like, I do like bosses that have you fight against another character, basically, and that's one of those bosses. He does have a different moveset from you. Like, he doesn't behave like a general Sonic character, but it's still like, well, yeah, he's having an AI, basically, and that's what I like. It's not just some static boss where you have to do the same thing every single time you play this level, but he sort of, maybe, might change his pattern depending on you. I don't actually know, but it's what it feels like. And in video games, a lot of the times, it's not what actually is there, but what it feels like. The best example is with open world games. It gives you the illusion of freedom, but in reality, you only have a limited set of things you can really do. But because the game world is so big, Knuckles, what are you doing? Thank you. He was still bouncing around in the background. The end Knuckles. Yeah, right. The open world games give the illusion of infinite freedom, but still, you can only do so many things. And, yeah, that's why generating a good illusion is at times more important than actually having what the game's promising. Like that last boss battle, it gives you the illusion of an enemy that, where am I? I've never been here before. It gives you the illusion of an enemy that definitely changes his pattern based on your inputs. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just an illusion. I don't know. Alright, then let's take that. You got me, game. Okay, I guess. Maybe. Maybe he has another path a little... No. We're supposed to go to the right here. Okay. Oh dear. More Mollygogs and stuff. If I'm honest here, I'm not that much of a fan of Stardust Speedway because the level design is a little bit too complex for me. Like, I get lost really easily. Though to be fair, this path that I was on right now was fine. I think it's more like the higher path, probably. Like, anytime you're in these tubes, you just get bounced around from string to string. I don't like these segments because it's so fast, you have no idea where you're going until you play at the level like 10,000 times. Sadly, those are kind of the staple of Stardust Speedway. Like, these segments right here, I'm not a fan of. Because oftentimes, when there's too big of a branching factor of the stage there, you don't know where you're going. You're just pressing right all the time and hoping for the best, really. At least that's what it feels like to me. And why I don't particularly like that segment. This bossy though, I like it. Though I would prefer if these little dudes here shared life with the big dude, just so it's not a waste of time until you like actually get another shot at damaging the boss. Because right now I'm just hoping these little dudes here are in range of me so I can attack them to speed up things. And I mean, yeah, like, they're just delaying you actually being able to hit the boss. But all in all, it's not bad. Like, the patterns and all are perfectly fine. And this transition here is just nice. We destroyed the Robo Generator? Was that the Robo Generator? I think it was. Now we're traveling back into the past basically, because the Phantom Ruby brought us into the... What did I just say? We're traveling back to the present because the Phantom Ruby brought us into the past. That's what I wanted to say anyway. Also, I have no idea which path I'm going here. Not the path I'm normally going, that's for sure. But just a... Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, let's try and get that emerald there. I don't think I can get up there anymore now, huh? Also, when I was saying, let's get this emerald, I already have all of them! Let's get this giant ring! Now, this dude did not want to... Oh. Alright, screw it. I don't even care anymore. Now, this level here is surprisingly short, actually. Because most of the level is boss battle against, well... Who would it be? It's Stardust Speedway, huh? Yeah, this segment here, not a fan. I mean, by now I know which way to go, but... Still, it's rough. It's mostly just confusing. Sure, it's fast, but... Like, one common misconception that... Oh my god, I'm so weird to transfer now because... only I know how Sonic is meant to be played. That's certain. But I often hear people saying Sonic is all about speed, so anything that has to do with waiting or timing is bad. But that's wrong. Like, sure, that maybe it's just my opinion, but I always figured that Sonic wasn't about speed. Like, speed is a reward in the 2D games anyway. And I'm primarily just talking about the 2D games. In 3D games, yeah. Sonic in 3D is, well, in the boost to win format anyway, is about speed, sure. That I can't argue with that. But in the 2D games, speed is a reward, not the means of travel. Not the means of gameplay, you know? If you're doing well, you're rewarded with speed. But if you're doing badly, you're rewarded with a lack of speed, basically. Also, I'm rewarded with breaking the game. Ow. And getting punched by Metal Sonic. I like doing that, jumping off ramps and gliding. It's so much fun. But, right, like, in 2D Sonic, speed is a reward, and in its core, 2D Sonic is more about timing than speed, all things considered. It's about knowing when to do things. I split up. Like, that's why a lot of the bosses are about waiting until you can attack it. Which, alright for the bosses, I'm not that much of a fan of that. Like, it really depends on how the timing is executed. You have to dodge a bit and wait for your time to attack, or if it's just, oh yeah, just you never have any chance until he opens up his weak point, and now he can attack. That's what I don't like, but still, Sonic is a lot about proper timing. Like, half the time I jump here right now so I can get a lot of height and just break the entire level. That's what, to me, 2D Sonic is about. And I mean, this game here seems to agree, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of timing involved in this game here. Why it works so well. But that's just my view on 2D classic Sonic games. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, that's perfectly possible. Like, I'm just a dude too. I'm just somebody who grew up with Sonic. What do I know? Nah. I mean, sure, yeah, I grew up with Sonic, but I can still be wrong about it. Also, I don't like how they don't tell you that now you can attack Metal Sonic, but you earlier couldn't. What's the difference between now and earlier? Also, this boss here, unless you're an idiot, you cannot die. Because you're getting always knocked back into the rings. So, you can just stay here and... Yep. Oh, is Metal Sonic coming back? Alright. Oh, right, I can. Alright, I'm fine. It's actually kind of fun just beating Metal Sonic like this. In a weird way. I'm invincible! Yeah, let's actually do it normally. For the last two hits, apparently. Yeah, telling you that earlier you couldn't attack Metal Sonic, now all of a sudden you can. Yeah, they could have clarified that a little bit better. And for the part with the Silver Sonics, I don't know if the way I'm doing it is the intended way, but it's certainly the easiest way. The fact that you have to knock Metal Sonic into him, or Silver Sonic, I mean. I mean, I picked it up fairly fast. but I've seen some people struggle with it. Oh, I always forget that you can't go up there for another round. Oh well. So I don't know. And a lot of people are just, a lot of people, the 2 or 3 people that I've watched, are just trying to knock the Silver Sonics into Metal Sonic through jumping into it. Like when Metal Sonic's bouncing off Silver Sonic's bouncing off of something, they jump into Silver Sonic. And then try to knock it into Metal Sonic, which is a little awkward. So that's why I'm not sure if my way is the intended way or not. Also, that is rather evil. Just, hey, look at there, a 1-up. You try to go in there. I mean, it's not really dickish or anything. Maybe. But I don't know. Also, that's the first time that I noticed this bubble shield here. I mostly find it funny that 1-up there. Yeah, in general, I like the Metal Sonic boss battle. It's fun. But again, like, oftentimes we have a case of, if you know what to do, it's fun, but you first have to figure it out. And figuring stuff out, I mean, it's part of the fun, sure. But things are rather unclear at times in these boss battles. Not saying that that's an inherently bad thing, but again, I'm just pointing it out. You can draw your own conclusion. I'm not saying it's bad or good or anything. Hey, cool. Didn't know you were there. Oh no, now I am in the water. Which is kind of funny because if you know what you're doing, like in the original Hydro City Zone, except for the starting portion, you can be, for the most part of the stage, be outside of the water, which I like. I don't know about this version of Hydro City Zone, because I haven't played enough of it yet, but I think even in this reimagining, you, for the most part, you can be outside of the water. Or if you're inside of the water just for a quick bit through a basically automated section. But I'm not entirely sure. I'd need to play more of it to be 100% certain about this. And I want to get that box there. Thank you. Nice. But in general, I like it because water segments in Sonic games are usually treated as a penalty. Or even if they aren't, they feel like one because you're so slow. Except for this section here, I guess that is treated as a puzzle segment. But anyway. Yeah, I like it when in an underwater level you can find a way that barely has any water in it. Like Aquatic Ruin Zone, if you know what you do. If you're always in the top half, hey Scuba Diving Robotnik. If you're always in the top half, you yeah, you're never underwater. And I like that. I like that Hydro City Zone is also like that. And in Sonic 3's launch base zone, you can also be, for the most part, outside of the water. If you know what to do. By the way, you cannot climb here because, well, the entire place is broken now, so I can't get a hold on the wall or something. You can't hold on to it. And I don't know, but I always like these rumbling platforming sections. And of course, I love this boss battle. You are the boss. I mean, who doesn't want to be the boss, right? If you can't be robotic, at least you want to pilot one of his things. It was amazing already in Sonic 3 Knuckles. Well, like in Launch Base Zone again. When you could ride his thing just to get from one platform to the next. Now you can actually pilot it and attack robotic with it. This is so amazing, I love it. Although the game could have taught you probably that if you press down you can deploy one of those pallets. It's a little tricky, really. Because you're usually just trying out all the jump buttons, because why wouldn't down do something, right? Doing a tough job here. Stupid bombs! But I love this boss battle here. It's so great. Give you the power fantasy of being Robotnik. And like I said, Sonic is basically like a PE action movie. With all of the stupid action tropes. So of course you want to have, well, more power, right? Damn, I think I'm, again, mostly just gushing about how awesome this game's rather than analyzing stuff, aren't I? I wanted to analyze the level design, and now I'm just... I don't think I've ever talked about the level design, really. Only about how you can jump on an upwards platform to gain more jump height. Which is a really important part of Sonic. Right there. Just for a lot of exploration purposes. Especially with Knuckles, because, like with Tails, you can just fly anywhere you want anyway, but with Knuckles, you can't. You have to gain your height somehow. And if there is no wall to climb nearby, well, you have to do something else. And that something else is abusing the platforms around you. And that's why Knuckles is so much fun to play as. Or in general, that's why Sonic games are fun to play as, because you can abuse the structure of the level layouts in ways that might have been intended, or might not have been. Also, how the fuck did you get in there, Knuckles? I wanna know. And yeah, again, it's like, it's sure you have a lot of speed, but that's the fun part here. It's not about the speed, it's about being able to manipulate your level to your will, basically. At least that's what's fun about Sonic for me. Okay. Nope. I want to go over there, because there's another giant ring. And I do like how they brought this section here back. Also, to all the people who complain that Sonic is giving out many lives and that's why a life counter or a life system in Sonic is bad. You just suck. I mean, sure. I mean, a life system. I don't mind a life system in games, as long as they aren't too stingy with lives. But, well, thing is, like, Ty Tuesday was complaining about the life system in Sonic, and in this game especially, a lot. And it got me thinking, like, what purpose is a life system? Well, it punishes you for playing bad repeatedly. Like, it gives you a couple of lives and says, okay, here, a few lives. If you do well, you can gain more. If you do bad, you lose lives instead. So basically, it rewards you for good play and punishes you for bad play. However, in the end, the punishment you get for your bad play is just repeating something you've already done and possibly even mastered. So, So in the end, it doesn't give you difficulty, but just tedium. And is that really something you want in your game? Like, I don't mind it. I think it's fine if you're doing repeatedly bad in a section that you probably need more practice, so go the heck back and practice some more. But, which is why I don't mind having to restart at Act 1 of a level if you fail. Speaking of failing, whoops. Failed to the bottom there. Oh yeah, by the way, if player 2 sucks in the bubble, player 1 still has the bubble left as well, which is really nice. So Tails or Knuckles can't cause him to drown anymore, which is really good. But yeah, in general, like, what does a life system add? Screw this boss. Like, a life system doesn't really add anything at all. Oh right, you can just break this boss's Knuckles, I forgot. You couldn't climb it here in Sonic 3 Knuckles. You can in here. Okay, Knuckles, break this box for me. Close. Close, but no cigar. Alright, I'll do it for you. Haha! I don't know, but I like this. Knuckles standing on top of the thing. And here we have a missing... Like, how did Knuckles get here? How did he get from basically an aqueduct to the desert on Tails' plane? How did he meet up with Sonic? You know? That's one of those missing level transitions that's just weird. And even weirder due to the fact that there is an actual, like, cutscene there. Also, ring! Oh yeah, right, Knuckles' animation here, it's awesome. This teetering animation, right. So yeah, regarding life system. Why would you want to add something that doesn't add anything to your game to make it more enjoyable? Because in the end, games are about enjoyment. And difficulty can be enjoyable. So making things difficult? A-okay. Tedium doesn't make anything enjoyable, so you want to try and avoid tedium. And that's the only thing that the life system really adds. Because if you die, you die. Like, sure that... What? Did he actually hit me? Oh yeah, like, death is a cause from difficulty. But running out of lives and having to redo an old part of the stage, that's not difficult. That's just, well, tedious. So that's, like, On the other hand, like I said, it's a certain part of punishment, like saying that you're terrible at this, so go practice a bit by replaying. Then again, a game really shouldn't be punishing you with tedium. So, I don't know, maybe you have an answer for the life system problem? Why a life system is still okay? I think lives are... The life system is alright, but, I mean, look at my lives, I have 37 of them. Oh dear. So, of course I'm not gonna complain about something that doesn't affect me. The only good part about a life system is that you can gain lives, and you can be rewarded with lives for doing something well. So as a game developer, lives are basically an easy way to reward the player. But, I mean, you could just think of another reward, really. Okay, easier said than done, I know, but if lives are, or a life system's just here to reward you with lives, you can just gain another, or search for another system, or another reward that doesn't have the inherent tedium of having to redo large parts of a stage due to running out of lives. But I'm not criticizing the life system of Mania here. Like I said, I'm perfectly fine with the life system in a game like this. Because Sonic isn't super difficult. Sure, it's difficult for somebody who doesn't have 25 years of experience of playing Sonic the Hedgehog. So... Oh, so this level here is fairly short, it's 4 minutes for a Mania level. Oops. Your ring's back! Oh yeah, and one thing the blue ring power-up does is if you have a lot of rings, you... Oops. Can use it again, another one-up by getting hit. I don't think that was intended, but it's there. There we go. Always go the up path. That's also something that I like about Sonic games. 2D ones, I mean. Whenever I've said Sonic games, or whenever I'm going to say that, I'm probably going to mean 2D Sonic games. Because those are my forte. I mean, I've played 3D Sonic games. A lot of them. But not all of them. And I'm not the best at them. But, yeah, in 2D Sonic games... Ooh, nice. Gonna get that here. Taking the upper routes usually rewards you with not only easier segments of the level... Well, I wouldn't even say they're easier, like... The thing is, your punishment for going... for failing a... high segment of the level is that you go down to a lower segment. Whereas in the lower segments, what is the punishment if you fail those? Probably being hit. So that's why they appear easier anyway. But I like how the higher parts of the levels usually are more rewarding still, because it's harder to get to them in the first place. Even if that reward you're getting is in the end a one-up. Or a giant ring. Although I think they've managed to distribute giant rings fairly evenly across all the routes, but I'm not sure, because I'm usually skipping all the lower routes. Especially if I have the choice, because of Knuckles. And this boss battle here is also fun. While that, come on. That dusky shimmer is there. You can't hurt him. So they're making it obvious that you can't hit boss during certain phases, so that's good. And I do like that well, I do like the references of the characters here. But I just in general like that. Oh yeah, it's different phases. Those phases are clearly labeled too. And the patterns within each of these phases here is... Okay, I can't hit him while he's punching me. The mechanics of each phase is also fairly fun. Though I suck at it. Oops. Okay, Mirage Saloon in general seems to be a shorter level. And I'm sad to say that I cannot say the same thing about this level. God! Why all Ocean? I was never a huge fan of it. Though to be fair, it's probably mostly because of the music. I don't like the track. Like, in this game here too, it's... like, the song itself is competently done. I can't complain about that. I just don't like how it sounds. And that's my own personal preference, I am fully aware of that. And Act 1 of this level here is okay. Like, I can't complain too much about it. But Act 2. But let's first get to that. Oh, and the fact that you can put the oil on fire with your fire shield is pretty great. Nice attention to detail again. Like, the developers, in general, like the entire team, did such an amazing job. Oh yeah, and in general, in any kind of platforming game where exploration is possible, I'm not too big of a fan of gimmicks that transport you from one part of the level to another. Like teleporters or things that shoot you around. Like in Mirage Saloon, it was okay because it was one shot that clearly shot you somewhere that you know where you, like, it's some of the vicinity. But if it's a chain of being shot around, then it's really easy to lose track of yourself and know where you are in relation to other rounds. But again, that's something that I don't like, so I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do. But I would prefer knowing or having an easier time of knowing where I am in relation to other parts of the level. Also, I guess another thing why I don't like this zone too much is because most of the structure in this level here are straightaways. Whatever it isn't, then it's either really short, or it's gonna be blocked off, or it's gonna be because it's a pipe. I think that's why I don't like this level too much. Also, this boss battle here is terrible. There's no way you can defend it because it's cheap! Unless you're Knuckles or Tails, how are you supposed to know that you can instantly crushed up there? Like a Sonic. If this is the first time you play this level here, unless you're standing in the center, you're dead. That is cheap. And cheapness is not difficult, it's cheapness. And that was another example of why a life system doesn't work in Sonic. No, that's a sign why cheap deaths don't work in video games. A life system is perfectly fine unless you pull that shit. And yeah, Act 2. There are two reasons why I don't like Act 2. One of them is this oil fall here. Admittedly, it was worse in, what's it called? The desert zone of Sonic 3 Knuckles, I forgot what it was called just now. It's a double zone, because they were really frequent there, especially in Act 1. And they slow you down so much, because, well, you can, yeah, you slow it down. You need to constantly press the jump button just to move up, and it's just annoying. Annoying and slow. But in here, it's not used that often, so I can forgive it, I guess. But I'm not a fan of anything that obscures your vision and makes vision more difficult. Because, I guess it technically does obscure your vision, doesn't it? I'm never a fan of that in games. If you, for some reason, watched my... Oops, didn't want to enter that. Bye! If you for some reason watched my Rayman Legends multiplayer let's play on YouTube, I did a great rant about obscuring vision in one of the final episodes. Because it's just annoying. It's most of the time... Oh. How do we get there? Most of the times it's not really difficult, it's mostly just annoying. Just like a life system. Well, there we have a reason why people don't enjoy the life system in games. Some people. I mean, it's technically the same excuse. It's not difficult. It's just annoying. And if it's, if you're like if the entire screen is obscured, it starts draining your rings. I'm okay for that, to be fair. Or indifferent to it, anyway. I mean, if you take so long that the entire screen does actually fill up with smoke, sure, yeah, let us be punished, but... Well, on the one hand, isn't the obscured vision punishment enough already? On the other hand, I don't care. It's more like, I'm annoyed by the obscure vision. Also, this upcoming boss battle here... Oh wait, not there. Get ahead of myself. It should be here, though. After the submarine, which I'm purposely gonna skip because it doesn't have anything of value in there anyway. Yeah, like, look at this. You can still see, but it's really annoying. Yeah, this boss battle here sucks. Especially its Knuckles. If you don't manage to get onto a platform while it's rising up, you're gonna have a hard time getting up there because Knuckles is a limited jump height. Then additionally, it's getting even more difficult due to the oil, how that works. And the fact that these things exist! You're already in a position where you only have limited movement. And then additionally you have these turrets there that shoot at you, and you somehow have to hit the boss though. Which is really difficult because of your sucky movement and oil. Admittedly, if you can get rid of the... Wow, I'm surprised I didn't lose at least one life there. If you don't get rid of the turrets there somehow, you're gonna be in a lot of pain. Additionally, it is actually possible to get below these platforms here, and if you somehow get stuck below them, you dead immediately because you can't jump high enough anymore to get out of the kill plane. And I don't know if that bug was only in the Switch version, but I've seen it in with some people, that if these platforms here get pulled down while you're on top of them, you actually are considered to be still standing on top of them and get pulled down alongside with them into the kill plane. But to be fair, that's a bug. That's not a part of the boss's design, that's a bug and needs to be fixed. But it doesn't help out this boss here. It's just annoying. For all the wrong reasons. And again, we're missing a link to why did we get here to Lava Reef, you know? The fireplace. Right next to an oil. What was that even? Oil like plantage? I don't know. But yeah, fire next to lava, to oil is probably not a good idea. But yeah, Lava Reef Zone, much better of a level. Because it's more organic again, you have more slopes. Missed one up. More slopes to manipulate. Better music. And like the background art is also amazing. Like on top of here, I can show it up again. Oops. This backdrop here just looks amazing. That river of lava in the background, the volcanoes that have lava rivers. Everything's so amazing looking. And even like underground looks good. And the fact that Lava Reef Zone is turned into basically a mine of sorts is... It's a nice touch. And a nice difference to how it used to be. Mega drill. Oh, speaking of nice touches and franchising, I guess. The monitors have blue text with what can only be assumed to be Sega written on them. Especially considering the huge monitor in Studiopolis. Oh no, Indiana Jones! Had Sega written on it as well. Yeah, I like these rocks coming out of nowhere and chasing you. On the one hand, they come out of nowhere. On the other hand, it's an action movie, like a B-movie cliche. Well, Indiana Jones is an A, I would say. Whatever, you know what I mean. It's like stupid action stuff. Fun, stupid action stuff. The way Sonic should be, really. And I'm probably only saying that so much because nowadays Sonic's mostly about kiddie stuff. Like, Sonic Colors. Sure, I mean, Sonic is for kids. Like, let's be real here. Sonic's primarily aimed for kids, and I probably should have taken the lightning shield. Oh well. But, like, kids in the 90s still liked action movies, and kids today still like action movies, so Sonic could still be a bit more about action, you know? But sure, like, Sonic's also about humor, I suppose. Well, maybe not about, but Sonic definitely... I can't think of a proper word, but like humor's not wrong with Sonic here. I just think you shouldn't remove too much focus from action, cliches or tropes or action in general. Like Sonic's all about the action in my opinion. Other people might disagree, and that's fine. I'm just stating that the way I see Sonic, you gotta have those action cliches, tropes, and scenes in general to make it even better. And of course, Robotnik has to be threatening in one way or another. He can't just be comedic relief. Not saying Robotnik can't be comedic, because I mean it's called freaking Eggman. He wants to be called Eggman Land, so. But considering that Robotnik is Sonic's arch nemesis, he should be threatening. Otherwise, you don't have any reason to feel threatened at all. Then you have no enemy, and then what do you have? Also, another thing that I really like about the level design, you need to go down. Guess which direction is going down if you're coming from the right and going to the left. Nice. Especially for a first time usage, that is really important to just work the first time you're using it, you know? And they didn't put it entirely at the top, so that if you're going the wrong direction for some reason, you're still, you know, you're still seeing, oh yeah, it goes up. Also, this boss, I like how it keeps getting weaker. Like the armors keep getting thinner and thinner. Also, if you have the fire shield, I somehow missed this hitbox. Apparently, it was still invincible from being down. But you have the fire shield, you can't actually touch this robot while it's heated up, so that's also really nice. And something. Like, really, most of the bosses are really well designed. And how do I keep getting all these huge cool bonuses? Does cool bonus just... Knuckles, what are you doing? Does cool bonus just mean you got through there without getting hit a lot, or... I don't know, how much did I get hit? At the boss battle I did, didn't it? Also this double, it's amazing. And I'm not saying because it has the Hidden Palace music. aka the Lava Reef Acted Zone music. In case I said something weird like Lava Reef Act Zone music, I meant to say Lava Reef Act 2 music. Drink. I love the stage. Fire shield. Wow, I have 50 lives? Damn, why is this on a no save file? So yeah, people who say Sonic is stingy with lives. Just get 100 rings a couple of times. And that's the thing, that's why I say Sonic isn't about speed, because speed gets you hit. That's why I say speed is about timing, exactly, no. Sonic is about timing. Speed is a reward. If you know what you're doing, you can go fast. If you don't know what you're doing, don't go fast. That said, I don't know what you're supposed to do here with them to not get hit, outside of getting super. Or having the fire shield, which I lost prior. Oh right, that was something. Oh, 1-up. Oh well, who needs that? Who needs a 1-up when you have 50 lives? Oh me. Oh my. Now let's take the climb route. Seems better. I mean, I'm Knuckles after all, so I gotta climb, huh? And that's another thing, like, that I have to compliment the designers on. There are so many paths that, like, not only paths for high routes, low routes, etc. There are also a fair amount of paths that only one character can take. By only one character, I mean Tails and Knuckles. That's really nice because it doesn't just add replayability based on have you learned the layout of the level, but also based on which character you are, so it rewards for playing different characters additionally. That's really nice. Also something that I want to point out, you can't hold on to this part here, because that's a Sonic and Tails only route. And this wall here is placed just low enough that you can't do any fancy tricks like this here. I try to get on top of here, so really nice way of preventing Knuckles from accidentally getting to Sonic's path. On the other hand, I want to get to Sonic's path as Knuckles. And I tried even as Super Knuckles, it's impossible to get to Sonic's path, as far as I know. But I tried, trust me. Then again, I do like Knuckles' boss battle a lot better than Sonic's. Yeah, sure. Let's not break this cutscene. You can kind of break the beginning part of the cutscene. And instead of Knuckles thinking here, you can make him use his idle animation by gliding in here. Just I like Knuckles' animations though. And like the style of thought bubbles and stuff. Like, thought bubbles themselves. And God, there's so much to talk about here. Like, this boss battle here is charging up just like Mecha Sonic was at the end of Sonic 3 Knuckles. Knuckles' final boss battle, you know? You also jumped on top of the Master Emerald and charged on it. Even with the same sound effect. Although this dude here is not turning super, so... Yeah, this entire thing here, like, poor Super Emeralds, they're all grayed out and stone-like because they've lost their power due to the Chaos Emeralds being attacked or outside of them or something. I don't actually know how this here relates to anything. Like, how did the Chaos Emeralds get out of the Super Emeralds? Or, But still, this entire scene is so great. Sorry, and Knuckles, you're not getting alongside with me. And this is kind of funny. Like, we have an exit cutscene, but no entry cutscene. So Knuckles teleported out of Lava Reef Zone / Hidden Palace Zone. But how did he end up here still? Because he didn't teleport in. Another nitpick again at well, the level transition being not entirely proper. How did they overlook that spring there? I didn't even know, man. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that critical. It's just they already put some resources in giving Knuckles an outro out of Hidden Palace, but why didn't they put some more extra resources into telling us how we actually got here? Like, all they need to do was put another teleporter here, really. And have Knuckles teleport in here. That said, in the end, it's really not critical. It doesn't affect the gameplay whatsoever. It's just something you can notice, I suppose. Speaking of something you can notice the background already, telling you, oh well, there's enemies, there's rings, something gonna happen in the background. Yep. Yeah, that'll stuff with me. Is that just a shaft with nothing in there? Yeah. Okay, that's weird though. Like, why have this huge ass shaft if nothing's up there? Like, I mean, sure, Sonic can't get up there anyway, so why even bother? But why even bother making it a shaft rather than just a wall there? What's its purpose? To waste your time with Knuckles? Knuckles or Tails, rather. Both could get up there. But I do like these enemies here that just, oh hey, push stuff around. Anything from springs to spikes to boxes. It's like they're trying to put everything into position for Sonic's eventual arrival. Except Sonic's already here. Although yes, those enemies already existed in Sonic CD. But still, I mean, even in CD, those enemies were really cool. I do not think I want to go to the left. I think that's the way back, actually. Yep, because this is the boss. Huh. Reveal! And the Sonic 1 boss. Down to a T. Except that these things home in slightly now. So now you have a spin dash, so it's incredibly easy to just dodge them now. Although in Sonic 1, all you needed to do was walk. Like, walking wasn't that slow. It didn't have that slow of a start, even in Sonic CD, I mean Sonic 1. And yeah, as Amir pointed out during our co-op stream, it's every fourth pillar the botnik is getting out of. Admittedly, because I'm talking so much right now, I'm not even focusing on how many pillars it has been since the last one. I'm just doing it on pure reflexes. Counting up to 4 is hard while talking, man. Knuckles really need to go back. Didn't expect that actually to happen, just those characters running back into the screen. Oh dear. What I don't like is that you can't hurt these bombs at all. You'd think you can destroy them, but nope. And that's probably one of the biggest problems with some Sonic games. That it's really difficult to tell A, where you can hit an enemy, or B, if you can hit an enemy at all. Well, if it's where, it's usually like logical, like if they have a saw blade in front of them, you probably cannot hurt them. If they have a ball and chain, you probably cannot hit them with the ball and chain part, that's probably gonna hurt you. If they have spikes in general, it's probably not hurting you, but why can they not hit the bomb? That happens every once in a while in Sonic games. Alright, Knuckles, you were small, you're big again. What's happening? Yeah, but that's in general something you need to be super careful about. If an enemy cannot... Ooh, how did I not get hit there? If an enemy cannot be hit, you have to be super careful to, it's so cute, to make it apparent that you cannot hit the enemy. And like with those bombs, you would think you can though. But yeah, little Knuckles looks super cute. You will stay over there now. I'm missing one. There we go. I want to get my 1-up, damn it! Hey, he got bigger! Actually, I think you get that 1-up only from back here. How? How did I dodge it? I don't understand. I shouldn't have dodged that. Weird. Huh. Didn't expect that one either. Nice. I just realized I don't think any shield does anything here in this level. And that after saying that I'm in an area that I've never been before, huh? That after saying that in this game, most of the shields do more, like, in most of the levels, more than just one shield does something, and now the shield does nothing at all. Any shield. I thought I could jump faster, but nope. Too slow. Not due to technical limitations, but because of human limitations. Ah, bomb! Poor Knuckles just wants to do the section here as well. He wants to be crushed, is what I'm saying. Whoa! Okay, that was cheap. That was incredibly cheap. I'm assuming the developers didn't intend you to... like, to have that much forward momentum or something, I don't know, but... that was still bad. Also, this boss here is so great. Like, from a design concept. Just, oh yeah, it's a gacha machine with old bosses as toys. Except that you're small, so the toys now are just as effective as, you know... or ineffective, I guess, as a regular boss. I love it. It's just such a neat idea. And they didn't give those enemies too much health either. And that reminds me of something, but I don't know what. Well, the shape of the remaining boss, I guess, though. And maybe bullet pattern, like... it feels like something from a shoot 'em up. Or similar. Something with shoot 'em up elements. And another missing animation. Or transition, I guess. Well, maybe the developers just ran out of time. That's why those... maybe they had something planned, but didn't have the time to put more transitions in. I mean, in the end, you always have to consider that time is a major resource in game development. If you have like, if you have time left over, yeah, that's always nice, but maybe they were running out of time and thought it's better to just maybe fix a couple more bugs or ensure that more important parts of the game are finished. That's why not every level has transitions. I mean, you never know, right? There's a lot of possibilities as to why not every stage has an invitation, or in general, why not everything is... I mean, this game is super polished, so... when I'm saying it's when things aren't as polished as possible, I'm not referring to this game here in specific. I'm just meaning in general. Yeah, as in this level here again as well. Even in these short stretches there. Ouch. Lots of slight ramps where you just play around with the physics of the game. And that's why the level design in this game here, amongst many other things of course, is so great. Huh. Admittedly that was my own fault, but it was still surprising. That was dickish. I didn't think it would be crushed. I thought it would stop earlier. But apparently not. I don't know. In general, in Sonic games, I don't think rushing deaths are too fair because oftentimes you're going so fast that you don't know that you're going to be crushed in a second. So it's really difficult to prepare for that. On the other hand, I mean... in some instances it does make sense. Like, when there is the possibility of being crushed, it should only happen in a slow environment. When you can see it coming. Otherwise, being crushed to death is really unfair. It seems like it anyway. The player. I keep thinking I can spin dash here, but nope. You actually lose track or lose your grip on the platform before that happens. And I always think there is something to the left here, but nope. Okay, so stopping a glide does actually ignore those bumpers. That's good enough. Or interesting, at least. Yeah, right. That's also really weird, or at least surprising that they put a spring here. Like they... I guess it's just the level designers and our developers having fun. Scaring the players, thinking, oh no, I'm gonna get spiked now! And then having a safety spring appear after all. I think it's funny anyway. There's one up to the left, but I don't think it's actually even worth getting it. And also these gravity walls here, making their comeback in this level here. They're super fun to play around with. Well, I mean, I can get the block if you want me to. And then I fall down. Okay, then I'll do it that way. And maybe skip some parts of the level. And skip the final checkpoint. Uh-oh. That was bad. Especially since Knuckles can nearly jump as high as Sonic can, so that makes this boss battle here more troublesome. Unless, of course, you say screw it and just take hits. Screw the rings! I've got hits! Come on, go down. Thank you. I think this boss here is really fun. Because it kinda screws the gravity mechanics here. I mean, the first part of the boss battle, it's better as anybody but Knuckles, because Knuckles has a limited jump height. Or a lesser jump height, so that makes it troublesome. But as Tails and Sonic, it's better. But the second portion it's fun. Just seeing that, oh yeah, now it's going down the elevator, so due to that, you have a higher jump height because it goes down so fast that the speed is counteracting gravity. It's a nice mechanic. Not sure if I like these teleporter sections here though. On the one hand, like they're only setting you back, so it's definitely better than an instant death. But oftentimes, like in my first playthrough here on stream, it was like, oh, what happens if I go on here? I could port it back to the beginning of the section. So it's kind of counteracting your intentions of exploration, I guess. At least in certain sections, not all of them, obviously. And I don't like how you can get stuck in between two of these platforms so you get crushed by them. I would say it's a bug, and that you should just be pushed, like pushed away from those. Instead of being crushed, but, well, maybe it was intended. I mean, I'm not a game dev. Or not this game's game. Well, technically I'm not a game dev at all. Especially considering I haven't worked my game forever. I wanted to analyze this game so much, and while I've done some analysis, basically nothing was about its level design. Again, I think I've mostly been just gushing about how much I like this game. But analyzing level design is hard, man. If you jump out of here, you can get to this hidden passage. As an alternate out of this section here. You get a shield and some rings. Of course, I got the crappy shield. Well, I'm not Sonic, so it doesn't even matter. Then again, the funny thing about the clear shield is, while it doesn't protect you from any elements. Is there anything here? Oh, yeah. But it doesn't protect you from any elements. It. Oh, okay. It does, allow you to do the drop dash. And considering the drop dash is so amazing, sometimes you don't even want to have the other abilities. It'd be nice if you had access to both the shield abilities and the drop dash. Okay, I would have been dropped out down here anyway. Yeah, maybe have the shield abilities on a different button, which is what I had planned to do in my game. I think it would go over here, right? Yeah. The hidden exit for this section of the level is over here. We got the lightning shield for easier ring gathering. Yeah, but, because the benefit of putting... How did you just die, other Knuckles? I mean, and Knuckles. The benefit of putting your shields on a different button is that even characters with a mid-air ability, which includes Sonic now, keep their mid-air ability when they have a shield equipped. Which is why I want to do it for my game, because every character has a mid-air ability. Even the one who originally didn't, because that character now has the drop dash. That character was supposed to have, like, whenever they enter... Like, I'm making a Sonic-style game, basically. Or planning on doing, but I've never left the design phase since forever. Outside of a bit of coding on the engine, but anyway. Like, the character that was basically like, playing like Sonic, their thing for Mania was ever announced was when they enter the spin dash form, so basically like this, just pressing down while running. They were supposed to get a bit of a boost to increase their speed. Problem is that that's incredibly abusable. So I don't know if that would be a good idea. But the thing was just to give you a bit more speed when you're, well, like when you're running, to maintain your speed as well. Like after jumping, just jump, then dash, and now you have more speed again. But the latter scenario is exactly what the drop dash does anyway. So, oh sweet, I'm protected from electricity with a electric shield. Nice! Which I mean, obviously, but I didn't expect to be immune to the final boss's primary way of attacking, you know? Now I wonder, am I immune to the missile explosions and the fire? Probably. Because you can get one of each shields through the hidden passages. So it's probably immune to fire if I got the fire shield. Oh, sweet. Just the bubble shield is useless. Like always. So, speaking of, fuck it. I have 309 rings! I don't want to lose, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the drop dash is an amazing feature. Let's show off that these dudes here are in fact unkillable. If I ever hit them. I think I've hit him more than 8 times by now. So, in one run I hit that dude 16 times, he didn't die. So I think he's unkillable. But yeah, the drop dash is basically just about giving you speed or regaining speed after a certain... Huh. That's not supposed to help us, Knuckles. Game? Don't you dare crashing on me, game! Game? Is this intended? I think I broke the game. Huh. Let's try this again. Yo, mute. Apparently it did! Either that or the next stage just took forever to load or something, I don't know. Oh right, I don't have the lightning shoot anymore, so I'm not going into the attack here. Oh well. Screw it! I'm dead. I'm dead. I can talk. I'm tanking the damage, is what I wanted to say, but that didn't come out as intended. That's why he has 2 hands, huh? Also breaking the game is Knuckles, as always. No, the ability to glide is just so powerful. Also, I totally missed him. I spin dash too early now. Yeah, in general, like, speaking of the design of this boss, it's kind of funny how this boss is getting more easy. How this boss is getting easier the more tentacles you remove, because as soon as both of the bottom tentacles are down, you can't get hit anymore, as long as you only ever spin dashing or right or something. I can just stand still here. Nice boss. Okay. So at least it didn't try to load the wrong cutscene there. Now let's see if this works this time around. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna load up the Act Reverie boss battle. Good God, I've broken the game. I think the game thinks I have too many lives, and... oh dear. 3, 2, 1. Or maybe have the game, the death menu, somehow breaks this, I don't know. Yeah, what I wanted to say, I don't know if I ever said it. It's funny how the final boss before this battle here becomes easier the more damage you take. Not you take, but you deal to him because there are less tentacles. And less tentacles means, you know. Wow, how did I not hit him? Less tentacles means that there's less stuff to hit you. Also, I'm doing a terrible job with this boss battle. I'm sorry. As for this boss battle, like, the flying mechanics are incredibly floaty. Probably intended that way, but that means that it's, for the most part, easier to just stay on the ground and jump at the enemies than to actually fly at them. Unless this happens. Alright, robotic. In that case, there we go. That's one of the reasons why it's really good to... Come on, dude. Hit him from the ground because you're not flying around, bouncing into... or bumping into the first. Did he just say it twice? Bumping into these orbs there, because you've just sent back to the ground. Nice dodge, Knuckles. Not so much about that. And I gotta be careful to accidentally dash in midair. Otherwise I'm losing another 5 rings, which I do not have. It's nice at least that you can recollect some of your lost rings fast enough. And that new rings continuously spawn in. God, I'm cutting it close. I don't think I can actually beat this boss with this move. Ah! Rings is what I wanted to say, but I almost said lives. But I think I have enough lives for this boss battle. Just another 60. I started this game with 3. Good God. This game doesn't give you enough lives. Nope. Nope, not at all. This is why a life system in Sonic games sucks. I mean, I'm sorry, but get good is the only good response to that, isn't it? I'm sorry, but for 99 lives, I need to have better lamppost minigames. Preferably the one with the gravity wells. This battle is starting a lot better than last time. Oh. It's almost a bit of a shame how floaty the flying mechanics are, because they really discourage you from ever flying due to that. Unless, of course, the enemies are out of reach, in which case you kind of have to fly. Oh, you're over there. Nice jump. There. Because I was standing on the ground, I could just run into him. Although, I don't know how to make Robotnik trigger his damaging attack. I think he just needs to go off screen somehow, but that rarely ever happens. Well, that happened. By the way, you can destroy Robotnik for the whatever he's called first sometimes. I think you can double hit the enemies sometimes, but it happens rarely. Now, let's see, did I? Oh. Okay, Sonic Mania as narrated by Knuckles. I see. Well, the book does read Sonic Mania at Knuckles. I like Sonic and Tails there in the background. What the heck's going on there? I don't know. Nice. God, this game is good. So, I hope nobody minds if I just skip the credits. Also, can I point out how disappointing it is that you get nothing for collecting all the gold medals outside of an achievement? But at least you get blue spheres for collecting all, like, for clearing all of the blue spheres levels in the game. As in at least silver medal. Wow, you sure like blue spheres? You like it so much that you got all of the medals. Guess what? You can get more blue spheres now! Because you like it so much, right? I heard the blue spheres levels here are procedurally generated. I don't know if that's true, but if so, wow, neat. One thing I want to show though is I think those are new. The green ones. They turn into blue ones. And those are most definitely new. Oh my god. Did I mention how I hate teleporters? Now the question is, does that also? No. Okay, ring of blue of reds outside of a ring of greens does not turn the greens into. Okay, that does though. Oh, okay. Oh, right, there was something. Still need to turn them all into reds. Yeah, What? How did that not work this time? Okay, weird. Anyway, yeah, that's all I wanted to show off, I guess, the new colors. And, of course, Beam Machine. Let's do it. I'm not gonna be able to clear even one thing on this speed. Because I suck at Beam Machine. And the enemy's probably gonna wipe the floor with me. That was totally on purpose because of this. Definitely. It's nice that they included Beam Machine here as an unlock, but that looks fine. But like I said earlier, if you really want to play Mean Bean or Puyo Puyo, you probably have it somewhere already anyway, so you don't really need it as an unlock in another game. But still, it's nice, I suppose. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm just screwing up all around here. The A Garden is just the sound select. Yeah, let's stop this. Sorry, excuse for me being Beam Machine. Yeah, the A Garden is just the sound select here, sound test. Does that song ever come up? I didn't hear it just now. And if it was there, then it was apparently so focused that I never There's no single playthrough notice that this theme here appears. Sounds great though. Ah, it's unused, okay. Makes sense. Maybe it was intended for... Maybe the boss had a final, like a... Yeah, in the second phase. Or maybe once you run below 10 rings, that this song was supposed to be used. But it's nice that they included it anyway, the sound test here. But of course, we have to end this stream here with this song. It's just so catchy! Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and next time I'll probably be back with Crash Bandicoot, but that's the exact same thing I said last time, so... See you!